Hello, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be trying this. I got this, I think, the start of the semester, maybe? And I have not used it at all because I just haven't really had the time. But now that it's summer, we're going to use it. It's a pottery class, and these are the first things that I made, and they're okay, you know? This is the one that I truly made just kind of on my own. And they came out okay. But I would like to make something nicer, like these little pots. They're so cute. Because I'm not sure if the wheel is for me. So let's get into this. It's really interesting to me because it uses air dry clay. So you have the mechanical unit, which is this bottom piece. This is the storage. This is the mess-free dome. This is the 4-piece centering tool, like this. We have a paintbrush, an axle, double-sided carving tool, foam pad sheet, template guides, bag of clay, sponge, removable rotating wheel, a plastic sheet, paint, and these are the tool tips. First things, you take the foam pads and you put them on the bottom of this to stop it from moving. Ta-da! Here's some examples of shapes that they say you can make. I kind of want to make like these pots so that I can paint them really nice and sell them with like little mini dried flowers in them. It says get water. Let me use my brand new pottery for water. Actually, fun fact, I made like a pretty big bowl and then I dyed it, or I glazed it 2 different colors, and it's been MIA ever since. That was about 3 weeks ago and I haven't seen it. I asked my instructor and he was like, someone might have just taken it because we couldn't find it on any of the shelves. Put this in. Does it spin? Wow, it actually spins pretty fast, dude. So the first thing that they say to do is get the sponge a little bit wet and wipe down the top. Okay, that made an awful noise. To put these 2 bases of it together. Like this tube over top. And they say put the number sheet on the inside. Like this. It says to grab some clay and push it down in here. Luckily the clay is still soft. Okay, it's kind of hard to get all the little air bubbles out because it's just a small place to squish. That should be good enough. Then we take the top, squish it down, I guess. Take the top, and then you put the pin in, and you pull the top off. Take that top part off. Take this off. Take this off. You unwrap it. See how terribly you did at taking out the air bubbles? So you're just gonna smooth it down. Something like this. And now, put it on in here. Make sure the eye pin goes in here. Press it down, I guess. This stick, apparently you can put these in like this. And then you can stick it through here and it kind of... Oh. Oh, look how fast it goes. Oh, you go down on it. Yeah. Okay, it didn't go the best. Here it is. So I'm going to remold this and try to run it again. I think it's because my clay was uneven and I started, because you normally start pottery at the bottom, so I started at the bottom. But I think you start at the top to make these. Let's go, I guess. So now we know start at the top. And just work your way slowly down. Really slowly because it takes off every single chunk. Okay, chipped at it a bit. That's not bad. Okay, I chipped at the top up here. Now it says to take this out, run some water on it. Ooh. Get this to smooth it. Okay, it's a little hard to work. Okay, now it says to go in with this tip and carve at the top. Oh dear. I think I'm going to go in with this and just carve the top off if I can. There we go. And can I bring this up? There we go. And in a little bit more. I don't know what it means to carve like the inside of this bottleneck. Pull it out. We're gonna pull this up and over. Now we're gonna smooth this out. We're gonna take the sponge again, dip it in the water and smooth it out. There. Oh my god. This was actually so much fun. Let's take it out really carefully. We pull this up. See what they mean by like going in and working on this bottleneck? It says remove the vase by going like this to it. Take this and wipe up any excess from it. Make sure to flatten it. Touch up the rim a little bit. Ta-da! My first little one. Not that big of a mess on my desk, which I did not want to mess on my desk, so it's good. But yeah, it's kind of hard getting this to be all smooth. Like, I think that's my biggest issue. Let's go. Okay, it's kind of annoying with how some of the clay gets stuck in there. We take the sponge and we smooth. How do I do the top? Okay, And now let's smooth it back out. Now I'm gonna try to curve this bottom a little bit more. Look at that. But it's looking decent. Well, okay, it looked a lot better when it was spinning around super fast and it looked really smooth. So my biggest gripe about this is how it kind of falters whenever it gets too much clay inside of it. That is actually really annoying. Okay, now I have a leaning vase. I do have actual pottery tools right here, so I do have a knife. We're just gonna cut this bottom off. It was going so well until I decided to be fancy and cut the bottom off. We just smooth everything out. Didn't happen. There. Second vase. Definitely got the opening wider than the first one. But now, I wonder if I used a different kind of clay if it would work better. There. You know, you might not see those in my shop, but you might see them decorating my room. Okay, let's try one last time. Let's try to make my own shape. I discovered that the best way to do it is kind of just cube up your clay and then pop it in. Do you like how small of a mess I've made? Yeah, it looks like I made a really big mess, but I swear this mess is actually pretty tiny compared to my normal messes. I wish it came with one of those like dispenser things where you can just kind of put it and then like plunge it down. That would be super handy. I still have a lot of holes in mine though, but that's okay because it's all gonna come off anyway. See, it is really hard to get all the cracks out. It is really, really difficult to get these cracks out. And it all comes down to like squishing the clay into the tube, which is, I don't know, I find it really hard to do. It did not turn out that great, unfortunately. I definitely think it was easier to use one of the templates given until I get the hang of like the pressure and stuff. So I think I will continue using the tool, but I am super curious, can you free throw on it? There. Turned out okay. I wonder, will I be able to free throw on this? I want to try. I wonder if you could, or if it would just go everywhere. Oh my god, you actually can just free throw on this. Okay, it's making a mess, but you can free throw on this. I just think it would be really hard to do. Yeah, I think it would just pop off. Oh dear. well, this was fun. Cleanup was super easy. I just took that sponge and some hot water and I just rubbed everything down. Came up really easily. Here are my pieces. They aren't the best because you can tell I had some issues like compacting everything together. And like on this one over here, I kind of filled in the gaps and I had to smooth it out and such, so. And I had some trouble making the insides of it, getting it nice and smooth in there. This one are probably the best, like these two. I think that one's my best, or maybe that one. But it was just really hard compacting it, I think. And then getting like a nice even like line all the way down, because the smoothing with the wet sponge didn't really help. So here they are. I'm quite happy with them. I'm going to let them dry and then paint them, and we'll see how they look. I think this one or this one might be my best. I really like the shape of this one, but this entire one is just much better than that. So here they are, all nice and dry. I do leave tomorrow, so I'm just gonna leave these here to dry while I'm gone. We can see how long they last. I wonder if they'll crack or anything. I don't know if that happens. I'm gonna paint them in a different video after I make some more. And then I might trial and error with some different clays, because I do have some others, but they're not air dry clay. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, they're just gonna stay here while I go home, and I will come back to them and we will paint them together. And you might see new things. I can talk about things that work, things that don't work, and yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video and my struggles with trying this little like pottery machine. Hopefully in the next video that I do about this, I am better at it. I'm gonna do some like trial and error in between videos. Once I get it down, I think I'm going to include all of those like tips and tricks that I learned, and I'm gonna put that in while I paint all of my little pieces, and we can try to decorate them together. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!